I'm going to show you how I make a living playing roulette online and teach you my methods step by step so that anyone from any location can copy my results. I've been making a living from playing roulette for over 8 years, and I've done this by making small daily profits with a low starting balance to minimize the risk. If you want to learn how to play roulette properly and actually make long-term profits, I want you to make a commitment to yourself right now and watch this video all the way through to the end. You see, most people tend to skip through these videos to see what the final profits are, but they miss out on crucial information on when and why I place the bets that I do. So commit to watching these videos all the way through. Play it in high speed if you have to, but don't skip ahead or you will miss out. Let me know in the comments if you are 100% committed to this. It's nice to know who you are, and I will definitely have a lot more time for those who are active in the comments. I would also like to thank all of you who have subscribed to this channel. I will be offering a free one-on-one coaching session worth $1,000 for every 1,000 new subscribers this channel receives. I will either select the subscriber at random or choose who I think deserves it based on the comments of these videos. Don't forget to check out roulettecalculators.com. It's a free social network where you can chat to other roulette players, share ideas and betting strategies, and learn from the best. The social network is completely free to join. There are some membership options available for the use of its calculators and betting tools. These tools are web-based so that you can use them on any touchscreen device, laptop or PC. They can also be used with any land-based or online casino that has either a US or European roulette table. If you would like a free trial to use these tools, head over to facebook.com/roulette calculators and drop me an instant message. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, smash that like button, and drop a comment below to be automatically entered into the one-on-one coaching competition. Let's head over to the roulette tables now and see what we can do.
Hey, what's up, YouTubers? Ed Clark back. This is session number 4. I want to apologize for the first sort of 3 sessions. I recorded it and I didn't have my microphone on, so that's why I've done the live stream showing the videos for the first 4 sessions. So here we are now on session number 5, and we're going to try and make probably around 30 pounds profit, somewhere in that ballpark, 25, 30, maybe more. Just see how it goes. And the idea is we're just accumulating small profits. So you can see the first session we did 53 pounds. Second session was the one that I kind of included on the third session when I pointed that out, because my Mac battery died, but I did share the video clip of what happened. It basically went unresponsive and I couldn't place my bet. So I was halfway through a progression. If it did get the bet on, I would have jumped into profit, but unfortunately the table wasn't allowing it. But yeah, the next session I got 30 pounds profit. Session after that, 24 pound profit. I just wanted to push my balance up to 102 pounds. So that means in total I started with 100 pounds and I've taken it up to 202 pounds in total, but I'm withdrawing the profits on each round. So I'm 102 pounds up. So now I like to say I'm playing with fuck you money. This is money from the casino, and that's basically what's happening. We're going to stick with the the positive negative calculator. And the idea is we're going to be doing £2 minimum bet on the dozens and columns. If I get up to sort of £30 profit, I will stop. If I drop down to £50 in my balance, that is another stop for me. So I'll count that as a losing session. So let's get on with it, shall we? Let's go to auto roulette. So we'll find wrong window, Control F, auto roulette. And let's go on speed auto roulette, shall we? Let's try this one. Prime slingshot. So as always, I'm just going to be entering in the previous numbers from this table. Give us a gauge. So I'll be taking it from number 17, and I'm just going to input these numbers. Let me close this find window. So 17, 31. That went to 21. 6, 21, 12. So 6, 21. And then that went to number 12. That went 6, 19, then 15 twice. So 6 got the positive there straight away. That went to number 19. So we've got the middle column there. 6, 19. So we've got an intersection here, two sections highlighted. But that went to 15 twice. So 19, 15, then back to 15. That went to 18. Then 13. And then 29 got both of these. Okay. So that is an intersection number. Grandis Key likes betting on those ones. So number 29 clears both of those out. And then that one went to number 13. So I want to have a look at the sort of depth, the maximum depth that that's gone to. I'll input this and obviously the next number. You can see that round the first dozen ideally. Number 1, that is the first dozen. Okay. Right, there's no bet out at the moment. Deepest dozens has gone to 11. That's fairly high for starting. Positive dozens is at a depth of 6. Positive columns is only at a depth of 3. So for this session, I'm going to increase the negative to a depth of 9. And I might drop down the positive dozens there to, I'll leave that, oh no, in fact I'll put that to a depth of 5, and the columns I'm going to leave at 3. Okay, so I'm going to put it down to what it currently is. In fact, let's have a look. Okay, so go and input some numbers now. One went to number 34. Okay, so we can see the positive dozens is at a depth of 4 at the moment. We'll be betting on that if that goes to a depth of 5. I've increased the negative to 9. See the top row is on 11. The reason I'm doing that is I'm looking at the maximums that's happening here. I'm going to change my starting bet to £2 like I normally do. I want to take my balance, like I said, sort of 25, £30 in profit. If I go to, if my balance drops down to £50, I will stop there as well. So number 3. Okay, so I'm going to do a bet on the first dozen. Okay, we're going to set that to £1. Oh, don't want to do that. £2. I'm going to turn the volume down on this as well. Not quite sure how to do that on here. I'll just turn it down on my Mac. Okay, so this is the first bet on the positive dozens. That's currently at a depth of 5. It does show you the monetary value on the orange ones. On the blue ones in the negative, it shows you the unit amount. Let's go on to number 1. So that's a hit straight off.
1 red order. Place your bets, please.
So £4 up so far. Second dozen's at a depth of 4. Middle row's at a depth of 5. And the columns positive is at a depth of 2. There's only 22 people on this table at the moment. I prefer to find a table that's got 100 plus people on there. I just think your bets kind of hide in the mix of the bets there. But I'm going to go this columns. That's on the top. So I think this is only on a depth of 3 at the moment. Yeah, currently on a depth of 3. Because the deepest that's gone to is a depth of 3 on the positive columns. We have only entered a few spins in though, 19 spins, so this can change. I'll be going 4 bets in, so I'll be doing 2, 4, 6, 8. If that doesn't happen, I will stop and then I will carry on the next bet and see if I can claw back that loss. That's gone to number 5, so that is the middle column. So now what we'll do is move that bet to the middle and double. So I'm doing £4 on the middle column. And if this goes higher, I will increase the start betting depth. Currently it's very low, it's at a depth of 3, but that was just based on the highest that that's gone to at this point. So looking at the middle column now, number 14, that is the middle column.
14, red, even. Place your bets, please.
Okay, so I'm £10 up. I'm going to increase that. That one went to a depth of 4. I'm going to increase that to 4 now. So at the moment, we're positive dozens is at 5, the positive columns is at 4, and the negative is all set to 9. So at the moment, we're mainly going to be focusing on the positive. That's when it goes orange. The negative is when it highlights blue. Now, I'll just explain again. The negative basically means the section will highlight if that particular section hasn't been landed on in X amount of spins. The positive is basically looking at how often the ball goes back to itself. So in this case, number 14 went to 10. So 14 is in the second dozen. And because it didn't land in the second dozen again, it went to the first dozen on number 10. That depth will increase by 1. As soon as it lands on the same section twice, that depth goes back to 0. Okay, so number 10, where is that going? Third dozen's at a depth of 6 at the moment on the negative. Okay, that's gone to number 1. So you can see 10 to 1, that's the same dozen. It's on the same dozen, so that now puts that positive back down to 0. Third dozen's still on a depth of 7 now, so that's getting close to the 9. It's like the table's kind of freezing a bit. So where is this one gonna go? Yeah, that's gone to number 3. Okay, so you can see now the third 12 is at a depth of 8. If it misses the third 12 again, that will then signal me that this section hasn't been landed on in 9 spins, which I set in the settings here. So you can choose what depth you want it to highlight. And for me, 9 seems to be the best move at the moment because it's gone to a depth of 11, which means I can bet on 9, 10, and 11 and 12. So let's see if it misses the third dozen. Okay, so it hit the third dozen that time. So that was at a depth of 8.
27, red, or place your bets, please.
Okay, so now we're looking at the second dozen, the middle row. They're the highest, but we still need them to miss 5 spins in a row. Still tracking the positive. The positive is staying quite low. Positive columns has only gone to a depth of 4, and the positive dozens has only gone to a depth of 6, which is actually lower than the 50-50s, which are the even bets, like 1 to 18, evens, reds, blacks, odds, and highs, which is 19 to 36. So for the most part, this is a bit of a waiting game when you're doing this, especially if you set the depths quite high.
Place your bets, please.
So your second dozen and the middle row haven't hit in 5 spins. It means both this middle row from 2 to 35 and also from number 13 to 24 haven't been seen in the last 5 spins. But yeah, this tool's very good if you want to make sort of small profits daily. And also, but you have to have a cutoff point. I've illustrated that quite a few times. You need to have a cutoff point, because if you don't, you can just wipe out your balance. If you keep chasing something, that's why I like to go 4 or 5 bets in maximum. If not, you can keep going, and if you do sort of cover 10 to 12 bets, you will get more wins. But that one time that it carries on and goes to a depth of 20, you're just going to wipe out thousands in your balance. So if you've got that balance, you know what I mean? So it is good to have a cutoff point and accept the losses during the gameplay, as well as the losses during the sessions as well. Okay, that's gone to number 19. Okay, so we can see now the middle row is at a depth of 7. The positive dozens is at a depth of 4. So if it misses the second dozen now, if it lands on the first dozen or third dozen, that'll be a positive bet, where I'll bet on the orange section. Okay, that's gone to number 12. So that is a bet for us. We'll be betting on the first dozen. I'll be putting £2 out there because my unit size is £2. So that's classed as 1 unit, because my unit size is £2. Let's see what we can do. Will it hit the first dozen, or is it going to make us work for this? Number 13, 10 pence short. So now what we do, we follow that dozen to the second dozen, and we increase that. So we've got 2 units on there, £4. I'm ignoring the middle dozen. I only like to play 1 at a time. The positive has been quite fair at the moment. It's at its maximum at the moment at a depth of 6. But obviously we haven't got a huge amount of data recorded, so these numbers are in their infancy at the moment. It's all about just trying to get on, grab your profit, and then get out there, get out of the table. So that's gone to number 6. That's where I wanted it last time. So now what we're going to do is follow that one again. Oh, don't want to do that. So we're doing £6. That's basically 3 units. Total amount 6. Current depth is 7. The highest it's gone. So basically I've got 2 more chances of hitting it. If not, I call that a loss, and then I start again on the next bet. So basically give myself 4 chances of hitting something when it highlights. And I think that's probably the best way, without completely sponging all of your profits there. So we got the hit there. That is an intersection with both of the positives, number 12. So my balance is now at £116, so I'm £16 in profit. This middle row, it is kind of going on a bit of a long one. If it does miss on this one, I might give it a try, because that will be on a depth of 12. The furthest it's gone is currently where it is, 11, depth of 11. But we know that they can go a lot further. So that's gone to 31. So I'm going to give this a try. I'm going to go in on a depth of 12 and start with £2. So you can see now it's currently at a depth of 12. I'm ignoring what this says. I know it's just 2, 4, 6, 8. So I'm going to give it 4 chances of hitting that middle row. We haven't seen a 0 for a while either, so keeping that in mind. 0 basically is a lose on all dozens and columns. It's gone to number 1, so again it's missed that middle column.
1 red odd.
So I will
Place
repeat
your
the
bets,
bet
please.
and double that. So I'm doing 2 units now. So it's currently at a depth of 13, lucky 13. Let's see if we can hit. Number 6, again, that is a miss. So we're now at 14. So I'm going to do £6 on there, which is 3 units. So we've got 2 more chances of hitting this one before I bounce out and say no. You know what? If I do get the win, well, if I do get the win or don't get the win, I am going to jump to a different table. There's only 23 people on this table, which I prefer to go on higher. You know, a table that's got a lot more people on it. I always find that the tables are more even when you've got lots of bets happening. Let's see what we can do. So number 16, that again is a miss.
16 red even.
So this is my last chance of hitting this one. So I'm going to repeat the bet and put that to £8. So it's now on a depth of 15. So you can see these do go high. The depths do go high. So let's see. Ideally we hit it now. If not, we're going to jump to a different table and try and claw our way back. So, I mean, if I miss this, I would be £4 down, which isn't a huge loss, but it would be nice to hit that. Number 21, again, that's a miss. So you can see it's just really ignoring that section. If we hit number 2, which is next to it, that would have been a win. But you can see now, depth of 16, it's pretty much done. I will watch just to see if it comes in on the next one. Like I said, I do like to bet 4 or 5 in, but as soon as you make that 5th bet, obviously that would be a £12 bet now, and that's going to drop my balance a lot lower. But the chances are it will come in now. But sometimes when they go on a run like this, there's just no point because it can just keep going and going and going, and then what it could mean. See, it did come in on that one, number 14, but I'm not going to get emotional by that because that would kind of counteract what I'm doing. But yeah, so you can see when something happens like that, I mean, I don't know how these tables work, if they are manipulated or not, but you could have another one of these players that's just betting big on the middle dozen, a middle column, and if the tables can be rigged in any way, that would be bad. So I'm going to find a table that has a lot more people on it. So let's have a look at auto roulette. I think it does highlight them. Yeah, quantum. Don't really want to do a quantum. This one has 39 people on it. What's this one? I don't know how many people's on this one. Auto speed roulette live. I will take a look, see if that's got many people on there. Okay, it's not available in my territory. Okay, so let's have a look. Trouble is when you highlight them, sometimes it doesn't show you how many people are on the table. Yeah, this one looks okay. There's 357 people on there. So what I'm going to do is click on the URL bar here and just hit return. That's going to reset the calculator. Then I'm going to enter these numbers in from number 34, which went to 12, 31, 627, 6, then that went to 27, 18, 25, 18, 25, that went to 35. That was an intersection. Both of those came out. And number 19, then 8, where are we? 19, 8, 24, then 30, 14, then 4, 30, then 34. So you can see here, the positive seems good. 30, then back to 34, then 32. So you can see that's kind of following itself there. 34, then 32. Right, I'm going to set this to the recommended chase so it hides the odds and evens when they're coming around. I'm going to set that to £2. That went to 31. And let's have a look. Okay, so negative dozens has gone to a depth of 7, positive on a depth of 7, and the positive columns on a depth of 6. So I'm going to leave the settings as default. So I'm tracking the positive dozens to 6, positive columns to 8, and the negative to 6 as well. So that one's gone to 11. Okay, might have time. No, not time. Not time. So yeah, I would be putting the bet on the second dozen in this case. Okay, so that's gone to number 5. I'm going to carry on with the progression. So I'm going to go straight in at £4. And if I do get it on the next 3 spins, that will give me a bit more profit. But at the moment, depth of 7, that's the highest it's gone to. Still only a little bit of data recorded. It's gone to number 8, so we're going to go with £6 now. So let's repeat that. And then 1, 2. So we basically got 2 more chances of hitting the second dozen. I'm ignoring the top column. Like I said, I don't like covering 2 at once. It's a little bit confusing, and also if they both go on a long tangent, then you can be in trouble. Okay, number 11, so it is missing that. Got 1 more chance of hitting that one. So I will repeat and add £2. You can see it's at a depth of 9 now. So the bet would have been depth of 6, 7, 8, and 9. That's where we're at. This is the last attempt of hitting it. 22, so we got it then. So it came in on a depth of 9, which means what I'm going to do is increase that to a depth of 7, because I like to go 1 past it. So we can bet on depth of 7, 8, 9, and 10. Just watching the columns at the moment. So the columns is on at a depth of 8. That's gone to 22. So now that's at a depth of 9. So I might give it a go. So we're doing £2 on this column now. And again, I'll just do 2, 4, 6, 8. 35, that's the middle column. So number 12 would have been good. Or number 3. So either side of that would have been okay. Oh, I only got £3. I should have just clicked double. I don't know why I didn't. Okay, that's number 5. So that's a middle. So I want to do £6 on there now. So I can repeat double. So again, 2 chances of hitting this one. If it goes past this, I will probably just ignore the dozens. 22, that's the bottom. So the last chance. £8. We got this on the last one. But that top row is currently on a depth of 12. But quite a lot of black numbers. Only a couple of red numbers come out. That's gone to number 2. So again, that's the middle. So yeah, it looks like this dozen's doing what the last table did, and it's just going on a bit of a tangent. So I might ignore the columns again. I'm finding the columns are the ones that kick your ass. Same as my last video as well. So number 23, so you can see it's still on the middle there. currently at a depth of 14. So I've had basically two hits in a row, or, you know, two hits during this session, which it happens. It happened. I think it was my third session. I don't know, one of the two. But number 14. So again, it's just staying on the middle column at the moment. So we had 2, 23, and 14. 22 was the other one that was there, and then it was back on number 5, which again was a middle, 22. So it's just completely ignoring this section here. Number 4, again, it's just missing it. So you can see if you was following this, my bet now would be 148, I believe, or 144. Yeah. So it would basically be double that. Yeah, 144. So that's gone to 0. Okay, so I'm going to go in on the third dozen. Still ignoring that bottom one. That one's just going off on its own thing there. 17. Depth of 17. So that's 27. So I got that. And it was an intersection as well. So it did clear both of them out. But the dozens just seem to behave a little bit more than the columns. And I find that on so many different tables. I do find it fascinating what makes that difference. First, second, 12. I mean, they're all just blocks of 12. And so are the columns. That's gone to 19. So we're at a positive of 3 on both of these, the columns and dozens. I'm going to be ignoring the columns on the negative tracking. So I'm really focusing on that. That's gone to 28. So that means that the first dozen hasn't been seen in 4 spins. So if it misses another 3 spins, we will start the bet. We've also got the columns, the dozens in the positive as well. That's set to 6. So that's gone to 15. So now the positive columns is at a depth of 5. The first dozen is at a negative of 5. So if it misses the second dozen, I will go in on the positive. That's gone to 36. So yeah, I'm going to make a bet on the third dozen now with £2. And if this first dozen doesn't come out, I'm going to ignore it and hope that we get the win. But yeah, I've got the win on there, number 29. So now I can go straight in on the first dozen. That's gone to 31. So I will just repeat and double. So I'm doing 2 units of £2. That's £4 in total. That's gone to 21. So I will repeat the bet and add 2 units, £2, sorry. So again, we've got 2 chances of hitting this. The first dozen, currently on a depth of 9. This table is a bit varied. So was the last table, to be honest, but see what happens. It just kind of jumped off of a few numbers there. So 24. So this is my last attempt of this one. Did I don't know. Ah, I doubled up by mistake, and then I should have got an extra £1 on that, but it's only put 7 on the number 15. Okay, I saved myself £1. So that's 15. So yeah, again, I'm going to miss that one. I'm going to ignore it. It's gone to bet number 5, which I'm only going 4 bets in just to try it out like this. Normally 5 bets is good, but I'm just trying to see if we can do it in 4. Yeah, so it did come in on the 5th one. Yeah, so it's done that twice now. It did come on the 5th bet twice. So it might be worth doing the 5 bets, but I'm not entirely sure. So let's have a look. Deepest dozens. I mean, that's at 17. It came in. Let's have a look. I mean, the positives are really behaving. I might try what I did in the past. In fact, I'm going to do that. I'm going to try what I did in the past by betting from the get-go on the dozen on the positives. So this will just be interesting. I might just end up losing quite quickly. But basically, I'm betting from the get-go on every one because I am finding that a lot of them are kind of following each other. You know, like you've got 36, 29, 31, then 21, 24. They're both in the same. Then obviously add a few then. Yeah, so let's see if this happens. So that's giving me the first win, number 19. So I'm just going to repeat the bet. But I'm only going to follow it 4 in. Normally when I did this, I would follow it quite far in, sort of like 8 or 9 steps into it. That was in 25, but the roulette gods pushed it out into number 2. So I will go 1, 2 and double. Yeah, this is how I used to play the positive. I used to just bet from the get-go and just go for it, you know. So that went to 16. So now we'll be doing 6 on here. Double. So I used to find it just followed, the ball followed itself so often. And I can see that in here. But it can always change. You can always change what it's doing. 22, so I got the win there. So we're going straight back on it. So we're betting on every spin now. And we're just hoping that this doesn't kind of go crazy. Okay, that's gone to number 7, so we'll follow that to the first dozen. Number 8, that is a win. So again, we'll just go straight back on there. Ignoring the negatives at the moment, I've got them set to a depth of 7. Just following these dirty dozens. Number 14, so we're going to jump to the second dozen. £4. So that's number 12. So let's jump back to the first dozen. So we're going to do £6 on here. Come on, first dozen. Oh, in between. 21. So this will be the last bet, which is £8. So second dozen. Nope, 26. So it got the highlighted one there. So now I would be putting £12 on there. I'm not going to do that. Although the last 2 times it did come in on the 5th bet. So be interesting to see if it does this time, if it follows itself to 30. And it did, number 26. So maybe I should go for the 5th bet. Did I? Okay. Looks like, oh no, of course it's I should have put the bet there. I'm like, why is it still highlighting? But I've got it set to bet on every spin. So, and it would have been a win. Of course it would. Right. I might. Nah. I will just follow that. I was going to do the intersection 25, 28, 31, but I'll leave that to Ground is Key. He likes doing that. So that's gone to number 1. That was the bottom column there. So I'm doing £4. Yeah, this has been a tough session. So it looks like I'm maybe I shouldn't be doing the bet every spin. I'm just last time I did it, I used to go a lot further into a bet. What was the last one? It was it was £4. Okay. Undo. Okay, £6. Could have just checked here, couldn't I? £23. So I'm going to go on the middle section for £8. If I miss this, I'm going to call that a session because that's going to put my balance to 48. And like I said, I'm posting the shit with the glory. Okay, that's gone to 14, so it did save me. I got the win there. I'm at 72. I think I'm going to change the way I'm playing because I think betting on the every spin is probably not a good idea when I'm only going 4 bets in. So I'm going to set the positive dozens to 5 because neither of them have gone past 7. So I'm going to set 5 on both the positive dozens and columns and just bet on those. I'm going to ignore the negative because they've been kicking my ass. So 14 went to number 3. So that will disappear, the highlighted. And yeah, I'm going to play the same play that I'm doing now. But if you look at the table history, the positive dozens and columns haven't gone past 7. So if I start betting on a depth of 5, 6, 7, and 8, hopefully we can get some decent gains from that. So the positive columns is at a depth of 2. This will be a bit of a slow play, but I want to try and achieve profit. I've had my ass kicked a couple of times. So now currently on a depth of 3 on the columns. And that's all I'm doing. I'm just trying to gauge what the table's telling me. The negative dozens has gone quite high. It's gone to a depth of 17. Whereas the positives have both stayed at a depth of 7, which is quite nice. So that's gone to 8. So that's cleared out that middle positive. So you can see that's at a depth of 2. I mean, they are staying quite low. But yeah, we'll just see if we can claw it back. $31. So now depth of 3 on the dozens, depth of 1 on the columns. And that's gone to number 2. So now we're at a depth of 4 and a depth of 2. So basically, if it misses the first dozen now, then we have a bet. Okay, that looks like number 18. So now we've got the first bet on the second dozen. We're going to put £2 on the second. Okay. So currently on a depth of 5. It hasn't gone past a depth of 7 so far. We've only done 67 spins. But that's good enough for me. So that's gone to 4. Either side of that would have been fine. So now we're going to do £4 on the first dozen. So we're now at a depth of 6. So it hasn't gone past a depth of 7 in the last 68 spins. But now I'm betting on it, it might. First dozen. No. Either side of that would have been good. So let's go to third, and we're doing £6. £6 currently at a depth of 7. Hasn't gone past this one yet. Okay, it's either side of that would have been good. It's basically landing right in between. So £8 on this one. If this fails, I will jump across to the top if that, or that positive, the column's positive, if it kicks my ass. I did say maybe go to a depth of 5, but yeah, again it's gone in between, so it's gone to 25. So what I'm going to do is just start down here on the first dozen. Bottom row. The third dozen comes out now. That's just a slap in the face because I haven't done the 5th bet on all of them. But no, number 10. So I got the bottom row. But yeah, this one's going a bit higher now. So you can see it's at a depth of 10. It's always interesting the way it doesn't go past out of so many spins until you place your bet. So let's see what happens here. So that's number 14. So you can see it's just going off on one now, like the other one did. Depth of 11. That's gone to number 8. So again, it's missing it again. So now a depth of 12. That positive columns is on a 0 still. Okay, 15. So yeah, you can see when it decides to miss, it just carries on with it, which is why you should have your cutoff point. Now I know I said it is the depth of 5. If I did the 5th bet, the first 3 I would have got, but this one I wouldn't have, so that would have dropped my balance way below 50. That's gone to 0, so that doesn't help. So that's gone to 25. So again, it still missed it. That is running away. Depth of 14. Now we've seen the negative go to 17. But also it's knowing when to stop. 32. So it's finally come out. Because I did get into profit. I think it was, I can't remember, £10 or £15 profit. But obviously I set my goal sort of like £25 to £30 profit, which again you kind of should, you should do. You should have your goal and kind of stick to it, because it's usually when you're like, oh, I want to make more and more and more. But I think that £25 to £30 is a reasonable target. So what are the depths at the moment? Columns is at a depth of 4. So if it misses this column here, 1, 4, 7, 10, 13, 16, 19, 22, 25, 28, 31, or 34. That will give us a bet. That's gone to 28, so it did come in. That was on a depth of 4. It's a bit of a slow play going on here. We've got a hell of a grind to get back. I think if I do get back to 100, I we'll probably quit out and call that an even. Chances are I'll get another loss and then I'll just record that as a loss. But it's is what it is. $36. I might give the negative a go. It was more the columns that kind of went nuts, wasn't it? But I don't know. Just give it a try. Second dozen. That means that's on a depth of 7. So the second dozen hasn't been seen in 7 spins. That was in 14 all day long, but it bounced to 31. So £4. Okay, that's number 20. So I got the win there. Back to 62 now. Still a bit of a grind to climb. First dozen's at a depth of 5. The positive columns is a depth of 3. It's gone to 0. Just getting a few zeros come out now. $22. Okay, so we've got about on the first dozen. Currently at a depth of 7 again. That's gone to 15. So we will repeat and double. Got the positive columns out, which I probably prefer to be betting on right now. $23's come out. So we will repeat and add a unit. Basically 2 chances of hitting the first dozen now. Number 4, we'll take that all day long. And I'm going to jump on the columns now. Columns is currently on a depth of 7. So that'll give us 7, 8, 9, and 10 for betting on that. And the deepest columns hasn't gone past a depth of 7 so far. So that's number 3. So we will follow that to the top row with £4. And that's number 4. So that's back to the first one. So we're on £6 now, I believe. Yeah. And then it goes to £8. So number 2, that's the middle. Last chance. Last chance. 8 buckaroonies. So the negative is on a depth of 9 again. That third dozen. So that's number 19. So again, we missed that one. Okay. So yeah, that is me done. I've hit £48. That's the end of the session. That was my rule. If I drop below 50, That is a stop for me. So I'm going to record that as a £52 loss over here. So we're going to go negative 52. That leaves me exactly £50 in profit. So let's see what we can do on the next session. That was a bit of a hit. But thank you for watching. Appreciate your time. And I will carry on. So I will see you on the next one, on the next session, and carry on with this session. So, or this document, the sheet. So take care, guys. Bet smart and have fun. All the best.